Right on. Welcome to another night of match reviews. This is Generations Commander League, round 4. We're going to be going through all the favorite matches that have been played. I'm going to try and be as helpful as I can for each match review, to provide as much as tips and tricks as I can. Plus, try and utilize the slow-mo feature to make things a bit more exciting. This is the round 4 out of 5 rounds for this season. Round 5 has now started, and it will last like the rest of them 96 hours. Once this round is, the final round is complete, we will put the vote up for the Rising Phoenix Award, and the commander that's voted for by everyone else will win the $25 prize award that's been sponsored by Phoenix. That's the first time we're doing this, so it should be exciting to see who wins this. Also, in terms of the actual leaderboard, things have changed quite a bit after the round 4 we're going to see tonight. As usual, I'm going to start with my own matches. Round 4 I played against Pomare. Pomare chose, let's just so call it, an interesting route to playing his matches. Let's just get started and there it goes. So the first map on this round is Scorpion Tail.
Establishing battlefield control.
So we're both going with Solomon decks.
3, 2, 1. New objective available.
I'm starting to expect loads of APCs against most of these players, so I have selected to go with my anti-APC Polka deck.
Building online. Unit ready.
And Pomare's chosen to go for the two-range Wolf Factory deck. So I've opened up my Rifleman and my
You got it.
missiles. Pomare's going with the Dogs and People. The Dogs and People is an interesting choice, seeing as all I had was infantry. That was definitely that People was completely wasted.
Unit ready.
Pomare did try and try to get some harvester damage, but
Unit lost.
gave up pretty quickly. Here he tries to use his snipers to try and get and snipe the rifleman off the top pad, but I block him with my pit bulls. Now this is an interesting choice.
Building online.
Pomare's going with a APC on a pad, and obviously on any APC deck you want to get them on a pad as quick as possible. Seeing as you're having to defend your harvester, spending 70 Tiberium on a unit that's not going to defend your harvester seems a bit counterproductive to say the least.
Unit lost.
So what should have happened is he should have spent that 70 Tiberium on a JGTs, and then when he saw the Orca, he could have then popped out the sling.
Harvester ready to collect it. Moving and proving.
As you can see, my anti-APC is in full swing here with the Borka bombs. Bam! 1-0 to me. So yeah, Pomare made a few mistakes there. He went with the Pitbull, even though I had infantry. And then instead of defending his harvester, try and get back into the game by defending pushing my units back, he chose to try and hold the pad with the 70 Tiberium APC, which just was a waste of resources and a waste of time. So he should have focused more on DGT counter establish this foothold, and then push the APCs in. Alright, match 2, Slot Canyon.
Establishing battlefield control.
Now this is the
3,
interesting match.
1. New objective received.
For the crystals.
So I've stuck with the same deck. I think it's gonna work. Tomorrow switch to a flame tank deck. And I hate flame tanks. Maybe now I got the Bulka in this deck, it might not hurt so much, but I hate flame tanks. They're so spammable. This is so tanky. So much HP. Now besides the Harvester, Pamara hasn't done anything else here. The missiles charging. We've got no defense, no response. So I'm thinking, did Pamara lose connection? What's happened here? So I was like, oh, you know what? I'll surrender. And I'll ask Pamara on Discord what happened. To which he replied, I was playing dead. I was saving up for a tech rush. And he was like, I'll take the win, it's fine. Fair enough, it was a strategy and nobody asked me to surrender the game, so 1-1. And we go to Rorschach for the final map.
Establishing battlefield control.
Pamara is back on his GDI deck.
2, 1. New objective available. Harvester ready.
Start calling it. You got it.
Unit ready.
Seems to be doing something similar again, where he's just saving up. He's not spawning units.
Building.
Seems a bit silly, but Mars was having his lull moment, having a laugh.
Unit ready.
And this, I knew he had double dogs, so where only had one pad held, it would be an easy for him to miss a flip at the last second with 2 dog units. That's why I sent out the people to try and pad block. And now Pamara's
Building.
firing iron cannon on his own base.
Unit lost.
Sending dogs in. Fair enough. My people's aren't exactly moving now. He's just blocking his own harvester. So I'm retreating my Bulka until he reloads. Now let's have double Bulka fun. Bloom bloom. It's funny watching double Bulkas now that they're so broken. They don't actually fire quite well.
Unit ready. Unit lost. Nuclear warhead launched.
And there we go. 2-1 to me. As I said to Pamara on Discord, he would have been, as funny as it was, it would have been better for him to just actually have a go and play the game. At least then we can try and give him some tips and advice so he can improve. But hey, you can have a meme day, you can have a laugh, it's not a problem. We all do it sometimes. Alright, let's see what's next on the list. Alright, last people to play are Encode and Levi. So matches in Encode's favor, right? Let's see. Why can't I see him? Hold on. I'll find you. Nope. I am blind. There you are. Right. First map, Scorpion Tail, Levi versus Encode.
Establishing battlefield control.
Don't worry, Encode. I'm awake. I had a latte before the stream. So Levi's bringing out Solomon deck, a 2/2 deck.
Harvester ready.
Nice versatile deck. It's got snipers, it's got the Orca. Encode's brought the triple infantry Shade deck. The previous meta J deck, when Shade was way too OP. We got double dogs.
Unit ready.
Clearing the way for the Pitbull. Encode responding with bikes. Now what Encode should be doing here is focusing all his fire on not on the dogs,
Unit ready.
Pitbulls themselves.
Unit lost.
Where's your
Unit lost.
should have gone with rifle militants. What are those bikes doing down there?
Got it.
Bikes should be always firing on that Pitbull.
Unit ready.
So one bike squad lost to the missiles.
Burning rubber.
Unit ready.
Another chem unit. Alright, forcing out a chem unit right now is a bad trade because if he just spammed a double bikes, he can ignore the snipers and just focus on the taking out the war factory units, and that would have given him the clearance to take the pads.
You got it.
Levi's pushing his advantage, but setting up his diverse set of units he has in his deck. Going for a bit of a hard damage here.
Ion cannon.
That was such a tease. Iron Cannon taking out the Chem Warriors just as they arrive to attack the snipers. At the same time, with the Orca takes out the Encode's Harvester. And Encode gives up. So, when you have a militant at your disposal in your deck, and you should be throwing those away on snipers, not expensive, slow Chem Warriors, because they can be easily blocked and snipers can be kept safe, and you're losing 60 Tiberium each time. Whereas if you spam militant, you're throwing 10 Tiberium. You could literally, let's say you had like 4 or 5 Chem Warriors, so you could have had a shit ton of spams of militants a match for the equivalent, and you would have put a lot more pressure on Levi than you did. So remember, go for your cheapest option, and only when your cheapest option fails do you then take up the next one. Yeah, like I said, the militants were the key. So either get the militants out or get the bikes to control the war factory units from Levi, then have the militants respond to lasers. But yeah, the Chem Warriors were your downfall in that one. Alright, map 2, Slot Canyon.
Establishing battlefield control. 3, 2, 1. New mission received.
Alright, so Levi switched the Flame Stank deck.
Harvester ready.
Crystals.
And then switched to the Bucky Ketchup deck.
Unit ready.
Scout Wars. Nice concave from Levi on the Encod's lasers.
Unit offline. Unit ready.
Rolling out.
And this is not a bad call. Encode held onto the pad to suspend the missile. It can afford to suspend the missile because you do have the catch it, so you can actually base rush the base. So you can actually last longer than Levi in terms of the economy, in terms of the late game.
Flames are moving.
No problem.
Oh, that buggy runaround is going to cost you a lot.
Advancing. Propane.
Yep.
You're rolling out.
Levi blocks.
No problem.
You're not going to make it in time. Plus, he's sending the lasers to the top right pad. Yeah,
Building online.
With fire.
unit movement really cost you that missile there. If that baggy stayed on the right hand side of the pad and actually contested it properly, could have been able to contend, maybe even win that. But thanks to the buggy going all the way around the missile, it made you lose too much time. Now that ships, you want to keep them safe, so send them out when you know you can win. Sending me to lose against a stank is always a bad shout. This is a good shout. Flamer stop right pad so they can ignore the stank and move the catship away. Move the catship away. Okay, that's a catship wasted. See, in this situation, you would have been able to use the catship and defend that laser squad. Instead, you have to spawn another laser catship. No, nope. You need to keep them safe. Keep the catship safe. And now it's going to be stanked off. It's not a bad shout. What you should technically be doing is just going lasers catship. Lasers catship and then just spam away. Because that's your two key units against this deck. Lasers and catship. And Stank comes in to finish up the Scorpion. The Phantom won't last long. Will it last long enough? Yes, it does. Ooh, sneaky, sneaky. Nice. So even though you were behind on economy, kept wasting your units, the fact that you kept losing so much gave Levi the false sense of security, and he believed he was going to win no matter what. Which meant when you moved in on the pads at the right moment, he didn't have time to respond and clear. Especially because he didn't send additional units to clear the top pad and to clear the Phantom quicker. So nicely played there. That was GG. Even when you're losing, you can still win. Morning, Havoc. This is why I say just play till the end. Just go for it. It's 1-1. Go to the signing map. See who the victor is.
Establishing battlefield control.
So Levi sticking with his node deck.
2, 1. New objective received.
And then switching to the, guess what they're calling the Bike Crush APC deck. Thanks to the GGTs and Strong Arm.
Unit ready.
We got the Wolf Factory opening for each side. Levi's got his bikes out. Is he going to waste a shot on dogs?
Building online.
In this kind of situations, a shot on the harvester will be better.
No problem. Burning rubber.
When your bikes aren't being contested by your opponent, you might as well just get some extra damage.
Offline.
Ooh, this is a bad shout.
Taking position.
The JJT's coming out. This is good, but the Flamers are there to defend the bikes.
Purge with fire.
Unit ready.
Move those JJTs in.
As he desires.
Building
Now
on.
what's happening here is that Levi's managed to get all his units out and is keeping him safe and rotating. While you've delayed too long by going to the switching to the air. So if Encode stuck with his war factory and his barracks, he would have been able to contest the first missile instead of just giving up on it. So the first APC out for Encode. Levi's out with his stank. For Levi, it's the stank flame combo that's gonna make or break the win for him. So that's bad rotation. Should have swapped the flamers and the stank positions. Bikes to take out the APC? No? Oh, this bench is also a costly mistake from Levi. There's absolutely no need for it. And now the benches are being challenged by the pit bulls and lasers. Interestingly, JJTs are still sitting on the back pad. You can at least send them to try and aggress against the harvester. That way forcing Levi to split his gain. Yeah, because you only need 2 pads in this kind of situation. The 2 pads would have held it, so the 3rd pad you can free up the unit and use it for something else. Now, the APC should have stayed with the flamers. Take the flamers out so they don't clear your missiles off. It's 1 missile each. They're going down to the final missile. A costly Banshee mistake. There's no need for that. Levi's letting his bikes get murdered here. Now, with 3 APCs, missile getting ready to fire, this is going to be a very hard push. Nice, strong on block. Should have gone to the top of where the flamers are. Make sure nothing's come out to the JJTs. And Levi gives up. GG. So after a slow start, the APC spam wins out in the end. And what happened there was the Levi was just not using his units properly. He tech switched to Banshees for some reason. APCs have a damage boost versus infantry and air. So the last thing you want to be doing is bringing air, like Banshee, against them, because they have to sit there to fire. They're not burst units or ranged units. They have to sit and fire. So while they sit and fire, they're getting hit by the APC. And yeah, Levi making a mistake there, but going Banshee, it should stank with the flames and stanks. Stanks in to clear out the APC, open them up, the Reaver surprise, and the flamers come in, swap pads, and burn the missiles away. The fact that it's turned to the Banshees and possibly get wasted them away, the reason why he lost in the end. He could not get back in the game with that kind of unit combination. Let's see who's next. Benamaza versus Novice. Wait, what's this? Right, so scope intel, Benamaza versus Novice.
Establishing battlefield control. 3, 2, 1. New objective available.
The Venom Mouse is going with the
Harvester ready.
Bike's APC deck. And Nob is going with the triple air cane deck.
Unit ready.
So Venom's opening with the War Factory. Nobis is opening with the Hand of Nod. Nice block there with the militants, stopping the concave from happening with lasers. And then he made a bad move of moving units around and letting triple dog concave happen on his lasers.
Unit ready.
Oh, very nice. So Venom's playing this deck just as it's intended, which is basically get the APC out as quick as possible. Now, he should be pad blocking here.
Building
Oh,
up.
fair enough. He's selected to go and clear the bomb pad instead.
Missile launched.
And Bike and the Dogs and APCs wins the first missile for Venom. And Nobby switching to Catship here. Oh, nice. Strong up turret coming in to defend the...
Unit ready.
Strong up turret quite good on this map. It can be placed around the pads, which can be very annoying as you're trying to get around them.
Lost.
The Catship defending the
Lost.
Harvester.
Online.
Now the Catship here, yep, they get it away from the APC. That's the good choice.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
Now switch to the Pitbull.
Unit ready.
No, switch the Bikes to the Pitbull.
Unit.
Now, Nobis wasting a
Unit lost.
Catship charge there. Didn't use it. Struggle turret still being annoying.
Unit lost.
Missiles about to fire, however, most of Nobis's units are about to die.
Our base is under attack.
It's going to be very hard for him to actually contest this fully. Shade needs to be moving to the to fight. He shouldn't just spam on the base.
Unit lost.
This is going to be interesting. The JJT is about to get killed by the...
Unit
Nice.
launched.
Nice play.
Major structural damage proceeding.
So Venom was given a false sense of security there,
Unit
where Nobis had air units. It allowed them to get on the pad no matter what.
unit lost.
And whereas Nobis has already started doing base damage, it'd be interesting to see if he actually continues with the base damage and finishes Venom's base.
Unit ready.
So
Unit
Nobis is using his deck quite well here. Venom's forgotten the rule for his deck to spam APCs and defend them. That is the rule of this deck. Here comes the Cane Tower to take out that very poorly Pitbull.
unit ready.
This is going to be interesting. Ooh, he's firing on the wrong units. The switch to the Pitbull or for the Catship.
Ready. Unit ready.
Now Venom does have a nice concentration of units, however,
Unit
he
lost.
needs to be able to respond to the air, and GGTs are not going to be able to respond to the air. So this is going to be a switch. As we see,
Unit lost.
the JJTs are confused, they don't know where to go. Ooh.
Nuclear weapon lost.
And the bike movement from Novice, from one side of the pad to the next, blocks the JJTs from jumping in, and the missile goes to Novice. Novice wins. GG. I slowed it down. I placed half speed better way. I wanted a slow-mo ending. Alright, so that's map 1. Map 2, Slot Canyon.
Establishing battlefield control. 3.
Yeah, I need to remember to use the slow-mo for the crucial moments so that we can see in detail what happened. Nobby sticking with his triple air deck. Venom switching to the Marauder catship deck.
Unit ready.
Scout Wars opening as usual, both going with the Hand of Node openings.
Building online.
Hey Sullivan.
Unit ready.
Ooh, Nobis winning out the fight here.
No stopping. 4K.
The Venom's aggression is backfiring on him,
Building online. Unit offline.
but it's forced the Nobis's hand. This is reacted by switching to the catship.
No problem.
Unit offline. Nuclear missile.
Fortunately, the tech switch meant that he only had one unit to counter 3 pads. No matter how many ways you can split the catship, it doesn't fit on 3 pads.
Unit ready.
Nice, so Venom switching targets there with his lasers to the catship as he went above the Nobis's lasers. Nobis should have done there is should have moved these lasers to the bottom of the pad, allowing his catship to land on the first available spot and start attacking straight away. As he didn't do that, it allowed Venom to retarget his lasers and get 3 shots on the catship as he flew past.
Unit offline.
We got Flame Pod on top left.
Unit ready.
This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very hard for Nobis to clear. Ooh, that's a bad choice. There's absolutely no reason for all those units to be on top right hand pad.
Unit offline.
And they're going to be just in time.
Missile launched.
Should slow that down, shouldn't I? But so well. And the 2 missiles to Venom. So the difference there being is that Venom uses units very wisely and timed them very well onto the pads, which meant that Nobis didn't have much of a chance to counter as quick as he could as in the first game. So Nobis should have just focused fire in that one, made sure he cleared the pad by pad, and he would have had a better shot at taking down Venom's units. Going to the decider map. I did it. Oh no, the Lions posted that was Space Commander. Yeah, that was Space Commander. So we go to the deciding map, Rorschach.
Establishing battlefield control. 3, 2, 1. New objective received.
So both players sticking with the last round's decks. Nobis hasn't changed the decks at all. Venom sticking with the Marauder deck. See if Venom's going to be as aggressive as he was in the first map. Feels like Nobis is going to tech switch straight away. Yep, here we go.
Unit ready.
Straight into catchip.
Taking position.
The catchip is good as long as you got something to back it up on the pads with. Because like I was in the first map.
4K.
Ooh,
Unit ready.
nice.
Damage
So
received.
then I'm pulling in the extra militant unit there and blocking the middle with the spikes. Gave him just enough time to win the first missile again. We're going to have a repeat on our hands.
The gas.
Unit ready.
Attack point.
Venom's now being wasteful with his catchips.
Location.
Both players being wasteful with catchips.
Gunship.
Keep him away from bikes, guys. Ooh, and stanks.
Unit ready.
See if the stank can chase him down. Bam, 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 bam. Goodbye.
Unit ready.
So Venom's setting up a nice combination of units here. I'm gonna go for another catchip block. Nice block by the lasers, but the flame pod. Another takeout by the stank.
Unit ready.
And the second missile's about to fire.
Attack point.
Pad block. Block. Ah, the bikes took too long to kill the stank. And the final missile goes to Venom. Venom getting his anger out, making sure he wins the last two matches. That's 2-1. Oh, thanks for sub, mate. Much appreciated. Right, so let's see what else is on the list. It's Boost versus K9 GSD 2000. Boost is their rates are full because they glitched, so we're gonna have to go into the chat. Bear with me, just have to scroll up for this. Here we go. Right. Scorpion Tail, map 1.
Establishing battlefield control. 3, 2, 1. New objective received.
Boost is going with the McNeil variant of the JJT APC deck. And K9 is going with the Tic Tac Cat Ship deck.
Unit ready.
Nice movement by the dogs. Making sure they're in advantage from the boost. And his boost is countering the lasers with the rifleman. Now it's a bit early to do a pad block. The missile's only halfway in.
Unit ready.
These dogs are gonna go down before this missile fires. Yep, good. Push those riflemen to the bomb pad.
Your nuclear missile launched. Unit ready.
Nice. So K9 just didn't have enough time to counter all the units. He managed to damage most of them down to almost no health, but they still had that 1 HP, which meant that they still technically held the pads.
You got it. Let's fly.
Now we got the first cat ship out for K9. And he's boosted it thanks to Oksana, and Oksana boosted the cat ship. He's a bit of a hellfire. We got the McNeil trap from Boost. This is going to work really well because obviously K9 is having to bring the units in through the trap.
On my way. Let's
And that Tic Tac came far away against that APC as much as he wants because all it's doing is revealing its worst enemy here.
Unit lost.
scouting ahead.
Now Boost should move this talent to the top pad. Move it to the top pad. Move it to the top pad. JJT's to the bomb. Nope. Okay.
Unit
Too late. And the second missile goes to K9.
major structural damage received.
So what Boost should have done there, he should have sent the Talon up to the top pad because that catcher can't counter it, and then send JJTs to the bomb pad because double lasers can't counter really the JJTs.
Unit ready.
ABC.
Unit lost.
I'm on it.
See if K9 is not going to actually be able to get a Tic Tac onto the pad. The final missile, nope. Still sitting just outside the pads.
Unit ready.
Catch is moving into for aggression against the EPC. A Banshee, now that's a different choice from K9. So no need for a Banshee in this kind of situation.
Lost. Unit lost.
60 Tiberium unit that will have no benefit as opposed to other units. Now this Talon should be moving top pad.
Unit ready.
Move it to the top pad. Oh, fair enough. And
Unit lost.
the delay from K9 meant that the Boost wins the final missile. So K9 could have had a comeback there if he didn't trust his banshees so much. Lasers or any infantry units would have been a lot better fared because Boost is weak anti-air air attacks, which is Talon. And then Boost could have made a lot better use of these units if he just shifted them from pads better. Countered the cat chip at a better pace. But both players had pros and cons on that one. GG either way. Right, back to the chat scroll. The next match is somewhere. Oh, gone too far up. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, there we go. Slot Canyon Boost versus K9.
Establishing battlefield control. 3.
So Boost switching to for his Nod deck, and K9 switching to a Solomon deck. Now I like this kind of deck. It's a balanced 2-2-2 deck.
Harvester ready.
Should be quite versatile, able to counter most things thrown at it. With a backup panic button from Solomon Iron Cannon.
Taking position.
Now Boost is going with the quite popular Marauder Catship deck.
Advancing. His will moves with
Building online.
as he
Nice movement from the dogs from by K9. Making sure it's always got the advantage. Boost responding with the buggy.
lasers move for the Brotherhood.
Unit ready.
K9 should move his dogs to the bottom left. Nope. Because he didn't relocate his dogs, his GGT's got concave there by double buggies.
His will
So we're going to have a nice little pad. Ooh, these JJTs are a waste. Don't waste your units like that.
Unit ready.
The first missile goes to a Boost. If you're not going to win the first missile, then don't throw units away because you still need the economy to fight the rest of the match. So you might as well do something useful with it.
Unit off.
Prepare for the rest of the match by countering the correct units with them. Or even try taking down the opponent's economy while he's focused on the pads. So Boost here is trying to go for the skill.
Unit offline.
taking
McKenna needs to keep his peoples together with his talents. Keep them safe. This people's gonna get wasted here. Ooh, the flame pod. Like a predictive flame from Boost. Like he knew the GGTs were coming. Right there. Oh, here we go. Ooh. And he misses the cat chip.
Unit ready.
That one singular flamer still firing away. And K9 finally takes him out, but the cat chip's now gonna do extra damage. This is gonna be a hard ask from K9 to counter this.
Missile cancel.
Because even if he wins this missile,
Missile
which
cancel.
he's gonna do, ooh, is it? Which is it gonna go? Which way? I believe it's gonna go K9's way. Ooh. A self-pad clear from... Get back on the pad. Now move that pickle bomb. Move the pickle bomb or talent. Move the pickle. Anything. Up. Right. Those flamers and this catch-up should finish off the base now.
Damage received.
And kablooey. As I was saying, with so much base damage and 2 missiles left to go, it would have been very hard for K9 to defend that long and win this match. And thanks to the base rush after the first missile, Boost wins the second match as well. Hey guys, No insults for the losers. No, this is a friendly competition. We just play things for the benefit of everyone. It's a bit of inter-alliance fun. Oh, friendly insults. I got those. Hold on.
That was tactical genius.
Time for you to sign off.
There you go. Friendly insults. Right. So who's next on the list?
Missile en route.
We got Robbie versus Weasel. Gotta go Robbie's favorites. Robbie versus Weasel. Scorpion Tail.
Establishing battlefield control. 3, 2, 1. New objective available.
So Weasel's going with the new version of the APC deck. Rob is gone with the bike rush. What? Was that a mistap? What the hell? There you go. Finally, Harvester out, the first one out on the field. Weasel's yet to still pop one out.
Harvester ready.
There we go. Seems like both players were expecting something different from each other. Nice. So Robbie's had the advantage in the game so far. His bike's able to do more damage than the.
Unit ready.
These JJTs are going to be
Unit lost.
do some damage against these bikes, but it's not going to be enough to win the missile, as they can only be on one pad.
Major structural damage received.
Rob is going straight for the harvester attack. Good. All the bike squads have done to one bike, so there's not much damage happening. Diesel's clearing the field with his JJTs.
Unit ready.
First cat chip out from Robbie. He's using the Fanatic cat chip deck.
Unit lost.
Ooh,
Unit lost.
double cat chip. Pitbull staying stationary. Gotta remember, if you want your people to survive against the cat chip, keep it moving. The first APC out is out for Weasel. And this is a very good trap from Weasel because he can use his people's radar to control this part of the map. He's gonna be able, yep, he takes down the bikes and the cat chip. Ooh, the weak APC with no HP. Ooh, he's gonna pop block. Nope. Bad switch. Nice there, flip there from Robbie. And Robbie wins the first match. That was very quick. Action paced. The actually the McNeil trap did work for Weasel. Unfortunately, Robbie worked around it and ended up winning by taking down the ABC just at a crucial time, where he had the flamers ready to go. The missiles had to choose to stand or run away, and they run away. So let's see how it goes in the second map. Slot Canyon, Robbie versus Weasel.
Battlefield control. 3, 2, 1. New objective received.
You got it.
Robbie switching to the Suzaku APC. Weasel going with the Tic Tac deck. So Robbie's same strategy as before. With any kind of APC deck, you want to get your APCs out and spam them as much as possible and defend them with the other units. Weasel's got the same kind of strategy where he needs to get his Tic Tac out and defend it other units. So Weasel's the first one to tech switch to lasers.
Online. Unit ready.
And Rob is quick to respond right away. Now what you could have done is move the bikes to follow the lasers,
Unit
to
ready.
block the riflemen.
Defense online.
Nice, strong arm there.
Unit ready.
Block the top pad, block the middle pad. Don't leave the pad.
Building online.
That's a bad move there.
Unit missile launched. Defense lost.
So if Weezer tried to actually hold the pads instead of letting the Robbie go onto them, he would have had a better chance of winning the first missile. Because he moved the units around too much, it left gaps for Robbie to exploit. And Robbie won the first missile.
Defense on.
Nice Stormground turret block.
Moving out.
Unit
Robbie's going full aggro. He's even harassing the harvester.
You got
His laser squads.
moving out.
Ooh, the Orca fires on the wrong unit there. You should go for the bikes, because bikes can actually fire back. There we go. The Orca's taken out the bike squad that should have been taken out in the first time.
unit ready.
Now the choice of going with the
Defense online.
with the Banshee, it seems to be an odd one.
Lost.
Especially when you try and pad block with a Banshee, it doesn't work. Because obviously the infantry units can walk under it. So this is going to be close. Lasers won't make it there in time.
Launched.
Go one what and and Robbie wins the first missile, the second missile. So what happened there is the tech switch to the Banshee was where the game went wrong for Weasel. If he stayed with bikes, lasers, flamers, and the Tic Tank, he would have had a much better chance of controlling the pads. The tech switch to Banshees was a waste, plus he allowed Robbie to get on the pads and get on the middle pad and actually force Robbie to change units around. But GG's, guys. Hey Robbie, just in time to see yourself win. Well, APC in a way is a very good counter to the Tic Tac, Robbie. You send it against an APC, APC then opens it up, and you have the counter to the Tic Tac right there on the pad. So it's not a bad counter. You can always just send an APC in to deal with the Tic Tacs, especially when it comes to pad holding. Alright, so that's 2-0 to Robbie. What else is left? Right on. So the moment we've been waiting for, or moment of Havoc's been waiting for. Havoc versus Dr. Ray. Alright. Yeah, this is the build up for this one is quite big because Havoc has made it sound like this is going to be the best thing since sliced bread. So let's see how it goes. So Havoc versus Dr. Ray. Let's go first map, Scorpion Tail.
Establishing battlefield control.
So both players going with the GDI decks.
2, 1.
The strong arm being very annoying on this map, but Solomon also being very hat flippy. You can do a good tempo control on a two-player map like this. Ooh, interesting. That's an interesting deck from Havoc.
Unit ready.
Dr. Ray going with the Mike Rush's APC deck, and Havoc bringing on a Mammoth Mammoth Solomon deck. So basically he's got tech, so he can afford to waste time, and Dr. Ray doesn't. And if that Mammoth comes out, Dr. Ray's toast.
Defense online.
So he best make use of his time and get this missile fired as quick as possible.
Building online.
Riflemen, lead the way. Burning rubber. I'm on it.
Unit lost. Warning.
Ooh, and we got the first.
Activated.
Boom!
Ready for action.
Defense lost.
Slow to pad block. Nice. It's not gonna be enough.
Marching.
However, 1 minute 15 for the first missile.
Ready.
That is still advantage Havoc. Double harvesters with the Mammoth tank out.
Thrusters.
The JJTs are out.
Defense online.
Nice. Triple fire on that APC. APC is going down very quickly.
Unit lost.
You got it. Riflemen ready to move out. APC rolling out.
These APCs are very pricey for Havoc to keep spawning. You should be going some cheaper units to pause the game with.
Unit lost.
And the second missile's about to fire, and I don't think we're gonna see those.
Unit ready. Warning.
Ooh,
Ion cannon activated.
kablooey!
Defense online.
This is gonna be close.
Ready. Unit lost.
This is gonna be close.
Warhead canceled.
Ooh,
Unit lost. Unit ready.
right, back onto it. Now these JGTs are not gonna survive long. The Talon's quick in there to respond. Very good.
Unit lost. Unit warning.
Ooh, another iron cannon.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Ooh, this strong arm turret is very good. The APC is going to take out that Talon. He's going to have to send those dogs up to top.
Unit lost.
Nope. This Talon will not survive against this APC.
Unit lost. Defense lost.
Scouting ahead. Flight check complete.
We actually got the Mammoth out on the field. This is going to be a bad chance for Dr. Ray.
Warning. Enemy ion cannon activated.
Damn, I feel for Dr. Ray in this situation. What's he going to do now?
Unit
He's got no counter for this Mammoth, no counter whatsoever. The strong arm turret ain't gonna hold much.
Defense online. Unit ready. Defense lost. Unit ready. Unit
Sorry, Doctor, but
clear weapon.
there's no way for you to operate on this one.
Damage received. Unit ready.
So 1-1 missile, we're going to a 4th minute. The Havoc second harvester has nothing to do,
Unit lost.
so he's decided to go raid on Dr. Ray's harvesters. Dr. Ray's going for a base attack.
Unit ready.
JJTs. That ain't gonna work very well.
Warning. Our base is under attack. Warning. Enemy ion cannon.
Oh, this is close.
Jump dead as ants.
This is close. Oh, this Mammoth's gonna clear everything.
Unit lost.
He can just run over all the units. And kablooey, 4 minute 30 for the first match. GG guys. It's a very good game there. Dr. Ray wasting so many opportunities to control the time, get the missile to fire. Very good counters from both players. Very nicely played. Unfortunately, as we've seen, once the Mammoth comes out, Dr. Ray had no counters for it. Yeah, that was I think that's the first tech. No, we had the Arty Party last season. So yeah, very rare to see tech in GCL, but that was I think the second occasion we had it. Right, so we had the Scorpion Tail, now we go to Slot Canyon.
Establishing battlefield control.
Dr. Ray switching to a Solomon deck.
2, 1.
He needed an extra power. And then, talking of Arty Party, we got Havoc bringing another round of Arty Party.
Unit ready.
Let's see if Dr. Ray's going to be able to charge quicker than he did last time. Nice little movements from dogs, making sure they concave the lasers.
Unit ready. Building online.
They should be
Unit
keep the missiles charging here. After Havoc played the first map with tech, he should kind of expecting tech again.
Unit
Nice.
Marching orders received.
Havoc quick to come out with the chuggy.
Unit lost. Building online.
Green light.
Nice movement here. The lasers should clear the pit bull from the top pad quick enough. Ooh, nice. Tic Tac.
Warhead cancelled. Unit lost.
The lasers will lose our hit. Is Dr. Ray gonna pull the blocker pad? No, he does not. And the first missile goes to Havoc.
Unit lost.
Now, people not pad blocking to bottom top left meant that Havoc lost the control, and no, Dr. Ray lost control of the first missile, and Havoc wins the first missile.
Unit lost.
Now, I don't know if Dr. Ray knows he's going to face an Arty Party deck.
Unit ready.
A Solomon deck is a good counter to an Arty Party, as long as you have enough Solomons to counter all the parties that are being thrown at you.
Unit ready.
Rifle and flash.
Double Chuggy versus Pitbulls on top,
Unit lost.
melting away the Pitbull.
Unit lost.
We have another Tic Tac coming out.
Ion cannon activated.
Well, this is a very good ion cannon,
Unit lost.
clearing everything.
Unit ready.
Fortunately, they're a bit too soon. Dogs to block, dogs to block.
Unit lost.
Good, good, just in time.
Warhead launched. Unit ready. Unit ready.
The juice.
So we go to the final missile. Oh, this Chug is getting owned.
Rifleman, green light. Burning rubber. Moving out.
Unit lost.
And here comes the Arty Party.
Cannon
Woo!
activated.
And Dr. Ray just saying no. Unfortunately, Havoc has enough Tiberium to just spawn the next one straight away. The JJTs are going to go by.
Unit ready.
Ready to jump.
Unit lost.
Instead of spamming JJTs here, what the
Unit ready.
doctor should be doing is saving up for a
Jump jet is in.
iron cannon.
Moving out.
Oh, nice.
Unit lost.
Very aggressive from
Unit lost.
from Dr. Ray. Unfortunately, he should be going with an iron cannon kills here. Not so much.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Oh, okay.
Unit lost.
It's gonna be tough.
Ready.
It's gonna be tough.
Nuclear warhead.
And there we go. As I said, it should have been going with the cheap units. Maybe just the laser drones, drone swarm spam. Get the vision, and then take out the units. Take out the pad, the iron cannon. Because the artillery was just killing off too many JJTs and too many peoples, and it takes too long to kill it. And Havoc wins again, 2-0. Very nicely played. GG, guys. Yeah, that's a very good deck choice. That's Doctor bringing always the same decks. Meant that Havoc could work out the good counters for him, which is why we now have an upset on top of the leaderboard. But before we go there, let's have a look at the scores from round 4. So 2-1 versus me versus Primare, 2-0 for Robbie versus Weasel, 2-0 for Havoc versus Dr. Ray, Boost versus K9, 2-0, Sub versus Phoenix, 2-0, Trebs and someone couldn't find time to play due to time issue, so that's a tie. Levi versus Encode managed to sneak in the last minute matches, so that's 2-1 to the Encode. Band Don't Bitchin' Please, same difference. Didn't get a chance to play. Lastly, Venom versus Novice, 2-1. Alright, now let's go to the actual standings. As you can see, we have a switch at the top. Thanks to the win versus Doctor. Havoc stays undefeated, so he's 4-0. Doctor now has the loss, so he joins the 3-1 group. K9 playing most of the games, giving it a shot, doing really well, even though he's losing. I like the fact that he keeps on playing and he keeps trying his best. That's very good. So, with so many players on 3-1, it all comes to the final round. If Havoc loses the final round, any one of these players could come out on top. So we'll see how it goes. Seems to obviously be happening. The final round is the decider of the final victor. That's it for all the matches for round 4. Very much for coming to watch. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I guess I can play some ranked blood matches before I go.